Many people are using the Torah codes or Torah code software or ELS code software to find evidence of Mashiach, of the Messiah, of King Messiah. But there's and they're playing around with it in different ways. I'm not a fan, to be honest, of making predictions with the Torah. You can show things, but I don't think it's right to make any type of predictions. However, I'll show how you can actually find the information and get the tightest results possible, the tightest and best results possible. And I'll show how you can be like quite strict about it. Otherwise, everything else you can practically throw out or argue with. This is the smallest, best result here. So I'm using the full form, Ha-Melech Ha-Mashiach. You'll notice some people use Mashiach, Ha-Mashiach, Melech Ha-Mashiach. I'm using the full form, Ha-Melech Ha-Mashiach. I'm using this because this is what Rambam uses in his Mishnah Torah, Maimonides. So I figure why not just use the full title? That way it removes arguments. Also, I'm not going to include any results where the two words aren't touching. They must be sharing a letter, or else it's not considered. So they have to be sharing, and I'm only allowing the matrix width to go to 40. Just choosing that kind of random, but I want to keep it low. 40 is a significant number in the Torah. It's the 40 days and 40 nights of rain, and the 40 days and 40 nights of Moses, and 1,001 other things. We're not going to use any spaces, and we'll find them results diagonally as well as horizontally, vertically. So this is pretty tight. If we get results, this will be the smallest results that you can find, meaning the tightest. You don't have to use a huge width to find something. So let's try this out. There are 7 results, and because I've done this before, I know that they're all the same verse. They're all the same 3 verses, sorry. It's Genesis 16:10, and then through to 12. So 16, 10, 11, and 12. You can see here Ha-Mashiach, also Ha-Melech Ha-Mashiach, sharing the hay there, and it's actually the hay that they're sharing is in the name of Hashem. You can see here the Yud, the Hey, the Vav, and the Hey, making the name of Hashem, and they share a Hey here. So what is Genesis 16:10, 11, and 12? Let's have a look. I'm going to go up to 16:6 just to give you some context. Abram, notice Abram and Sarai. It's not Abraham and Sarah yet. Your maid is in your hands. Deal with her as you think right. Then Sarai treated her harshly, and she ran away from her. An angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, the spring on the road to Shur, and said, Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? And she said, I am running away from my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said to her, go back to your mistress and submit to her harsh treatment. And here is where it begins. It's actually right here. This is the hay that they were sharing. So this is the first letter right here, in the name of Hashem. And it's actually the angel of Hashem, of God, said to her, so it's right here is the angel of God, I will greatly increase your offspring, and they shall be too many to count. The angel of the Lord further said to her, behold, you are with a child, and shall bear a son. You shall call him Ishmael, for the Lord has paid heed to your suffering, or the Lord has heard your plea. As you can see here, his name will be Ishmael. It contains the word Shema, as in Shema Israel, and here it's Shema Kishma Hashem, the name of Hashem. So Shema, Hashem heard. It's very interesting to me as well, because you hear this repeated elsewhere. This is with Leah. She conceived again and bore a son and declared, this is because the Lord heard that I was unloved and has given me this one also. She named him Simeon. We can see Shema is also in here, in Simeon's name. Okay. Shall call him Ishmael, for the Lord has paid heed to your suffering. And here's the last verse. He shall be a wild ass of a man, his hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. He shall dwell alongside all his kinsmen. This is, speaking, here it's actually just a translation issue, because they're not sure how to translate this word here. It only appears really like very seldom in the entire text, so they're not sure how to or how to translate it, but it seems like it's like a certain type of like donkey that dwelled in the desert but was like nomadic. It just stayed wherever, so it moved around a lot in the desert. Yeah, he shall dwell alongside all his kinsmen. It's very interesting. Hagar, the mother, is really Hagar, like the convert. So we have Ishmael, who's from Abraham, and this like convert or sojourner or stranger, or basically a Noahide or a convert. It's before the Torah, so and then gives us Ishmael, which was like told to her from an angel. It's interesting. So said, for the Lord has heard your suffering. So I had a look, is Shema and then Hashem found anywhere? And it is found like 6 times in Psalms, most importantly, as you can see, and down further. But let's check out Psalms 10 or 9 and 6. Psalm 6, verses 9 and 10, because they show up in back-to-back verses. Away from me, all you evildoers, for the Lord heeds the sound of my weeping. The Lord heeds my plea. The Lord accepts my prayer. I mean, if you really think about it, what is probably the thing holding back Mashiach? If you consider where you can find this information in 16, 10, 11, and 12. So we'll see here. Let's have a look at that again. It's kind of easy to figure out. I think it's most important since we find that little phrase, Shema Hashem, in Psalms and here, that we remember that we all pray to the same God, and we're all made in the image of God.